If your business is not growing, it's shrinking. Have you ever heard about the Three Horizon framework? Do you think that you really are doing the best for your business? I was working for years doing the best thing that I could, but actually I was hurting my business. Now, if you want to know more about how to build teams, how to build Amazon business, how to build self-organized like remote employee systems in your business, then let me know. You can check the link down this video and we can have a call. And today I want to talk about the Three Horizons framework, and it's really often that we don't speak about the big picture and kind of like and we always get caught in doing some small stuff. But at the end of the day, if you're thinking like a small fish, eventually you will be eaten by a big fish, they say, right? So you kind of have to think about the bigger and the future, and you kind of have to keep that in mind. And that's the Three Horizons framework is beautiful design for this. You know, the thing is that your business, for your business to be growing, you should be pursuing growth initiatives, ideally in three horizons. And we have basically our core business, which is your income, where you are making money, whatever product you're selling, wherever you're selling, this is your core, right? And then we also, at the same time, we want to also generate new growth. And does anyone want to guess or share in the chat box? What do you think? How much time or energy and resources you should spend on each other? Just type something in the chat box. Tony,
yes, let's hear some numbers.
Yeah, what do you think? How much percentage you should spend on the core business and how much you should spend on the growth area? Tony, you can read me some numbers. I cannot see. I just see the screen.
No guesses yet. Okay, Indrek is saying 2080.
So 20 on the core or generate new growth at 80?
Yeah, which way, Indrek?
Yeah. Anyone else wants to guess? Come on, there's no wrong answers. It's just like it's just different answers.
Tom is saying 20 for new, 80 for core.
Yeah, actually, it's a pretty decent. Means that 80-20 rule applies here as well. So depending on the core, you still have to spend 80% there, and for new growth ventures 20%. I mean, it's not so black and white, of course. It could be maybe a little bit more, a little bit less, but roughly around that, right? And so Three Horizons network means that we have these three different horizons: Horizon 1, Horizon 2, Horizon 3. And Horizon 3 is really long-term plans, ideas. And the core is how you are making money now, right? And so the core, Horizon 1, should spend around 80% of the time, and we need to defend that core business first. That's the number one like thing you need to do, you know. And for example, you need to know who you are selling, your customer, your products. You need to know about everything about your product. You need to focus on the products that you sell, for example. You have to improve these products that you sell to keep being competitive on the market, of course, right? You have to neglect all the B and C products, all this stuff that's taking your time away from the core products. You know, you need to make a decision how much you spend time on B and C products, and then just neglect them.
And here you should basically be very critical about like what qualifies as a core product. Like if you have some products that are not really like giving you a lot of income, let's say that you spend a lot of effort in those, but it's not really reaping benefits. Or as we previously talked about the product life cycle, maybe these are products that are like reaching the end or stagnation, then I mean, it's time to consider, are these really like worth spending effort into anymore?
And also it sort of boils down also your capacity, like how many people you have, how many hands you have, how many brains you have, right? And so your main purpose at the beginning is really defending the core, right? And really try to work around for these bad products. You have to become master in your role, like, or whoever works in your company have to be masters in their areas, right? So it's really important. So it means that you have to create those SOPs. The systems has to be developed, right? The way you work, the way you keep the standard, the way you keep things flowing in and out, the way you keep money flowing into your company. These have to be standardized with SOPs and have to be making precise and clear. And of course, you need to keep the high quality on your core in order to be competitive in the market, and keep stocks in inventory. And you need to learn how to use money wisely. The last one is extremely important in terms of before you start growing, because if money just flows in and out and nobody knows how much is that and how to use that, I mean, again, you're not getting far. By the way, if you don't, what do you guys think? Like, if you only work on Horizon 2, what happens? Anyone can comment in the chat box. If you just only do on your core business, what will happen? Eventually, your core business will may start just dying. If you only work on core for Horizon 1, if you only work there, it also may die. Because you may not see the future ahead of you, and suddenly, boom, future is there, and your business is gone. Let me give you an example. Kodak, right? And so Kodak had all the money in the world, 80% of the market share almost. So again, they didn't see the future. They didn't see Horizon 2, Horizon 3 coming into the market. And so Horizon 2...
Or to be actually more precise, they saw it, but they didn't do anything about it. I mean, they were the inventor of the digital camera. I mean, they had patents and everything, but then one day, like, patents do what they do. So they expire, and then it's time for others to start selling as well.
Yeah, it was too late, basically, already. Too late, maybe. I don't know. Who knows exactly? So,
and one thing here about also Horizon 1 is that, I mean, the better systems, the more smooth you have your operation running, basically the less time you can spend on the core. Because if it's really this like well-oiled machine, you don't need to spend like huge amounts of time just focusing on core.
Yeah. And the second part of let's go to Horizon 2 now. It's like a near term. In near term, we're speaking about like around 1 to maybe 5 years, around 3 years, just around 3 years, because right now the globalization and technology, they're really taking things fast ahead, right? Everything's developing with rapid speed right now. Companies are in huge stress because of that, because the customer has so much power nowadays compared to 20 years ago. They can just take out the mobile phone and take their money anywhere else, almost with a snap, right? And so Horizon 2, around 20% of time, maybe less, maybe a little bit less, I don't know, something like this. We have to kind of start thinking, how do you develop new value streams? Value stream doesn't mean complete new business model. It means that whatever you do, how can you develop it to the next level? Like suddenly you sell like camera was digitized, right? Facebook went mobile, right? It's a next level of the same core, right? And it's something that requires, because the market is heading that way, right? And so it also be like for our Amazon business, it can be like maybe funnels and information products around to your customers, right? So if you sell mattresses, then maybe you want to start selling courses or training programs how to, be fit, because your person who's buying your mattress is obviously not doing anything on the body, right? They have back pain, that's why they need a special mattress. Let me give you an example. That's just a super example. But anyway, also the new products you never sold before, or new value streams related to your products that you never sold before. New categories, new channels, information, monetizing social media, and there are monthly subscription models to your products, right? Like these are just some of these things that can be on Horizon 2, which you kind of, when you have business coming in, you have to think about, like, where is your business going? What are the, so after 2 or 3 years, you will not have a surprise that your competitors are all running on subscription models, and you are still not doing, you're still capturing just a new customers every day, right? So think about that, and let's speak about horizon number 3 now.
Just one thing about Facebook. I mean, Facebook is actually a really interesting example. Like, so who remembers how Facebook was before they went to mobile? Like, anyone remember trying to use Facebook on a mobile phone before they went to mobile? It was a terrible experience. It was really awful. So what was happening is that the world was moving to mobile, but I mean, Facebook is in this time that, I mean, they were getting like left behind, and it was also the time that they were going public. So basically what Mark Zuckerberg said to all the employees that we have to go mobile. So that's basically number one priority right now for everyone. You need to focus on how do we go mobile from here, because I mean, at that point, Facebook was already on the stagnation and even like decreasing phase. I mean, they were basically losing customers every day because they weren't mobile.
Mm. And yeah, and again, like it's something that may happen with your business model in 2 or 3 years, what you're having right now, and you need to foresee that, right? So let's speak about horizon number 3, and it's really like a maybe 5% of your time, but still, if you work on it, then it can give you tremendous value, because these are usually these crazy ideas that for future growth, something that can happen in the future, AI, like some whatever, right? So it's just random subscription models, apps, you know, around your things, right? Services around your products you're selling right now, right? It's just the crazy ideas we have, right? So basically, you know, let me give you an example. So we're selling toys, and we have an idea that what if you have like an app where people can exchange toys instead of buying them, right? It's just a crazy idea, right? But future it may go this way, because we don't have like a unlimited resources in this world for materials, right? We don't start using them wisely. So horizon number 3 is more about like the really far ahead, and like I said, most of the companies don't think about that. But again, later I will show you how big companies actually do. Now let's take some examples here. Basically, the horizon, it goes this way, that, you know, you're gonna start and you create. When you have a successful business, means that you have money coming in somewhere. Then you need to kind of like consolidate and standardize this whole thing, right? So make it secure, make it working like oiled machine, right? And then you can start going to horizon 2 and horizon 3. It doesn't mean that you're going to think about these things and work on back end, but still, you kind of like, you have to secure on your first core business first, right? Because if you go to the work too much time with the horizon 2 or horizon 3, your core business can go down. And actually, we can give one example from our own company. We are hunting so much new products. Best-selling products are dying. We were focused like so much on selling new products all the time. Like on one year, it was 2017. We just dropped so many products on the marketplace, but we didn't simply have the capacity to work on our main products, which were actually dying, and some of them actually did die. And so you kind of have to remember that whatever you do or whatever you have now, you have to secure it, and at the same time, you need to think about the future. So let's take some examples about Amazon, for example. Amazon Horizon 1, they started simple e-commerce bookstore. That's all. And years went by, and more diversified their business became, the more profit and success they had, right? So Horizon 2, they start selling other products and services, right? You know, they bring in other sellers, right? Not just books, you know. And also they start bringing in also web services, logistics services, right? Like things like that. Horizon number 3 is like they basically improved the profitability in last 5 years, like tremendously, and they've been growing like crazy, just expanding what they already have, right? Amazon didn't expand, like they suddenly started to expand really heavily. So let's take another, so we can see going from one horizon, becoming an online bookstore, the second horizon, offering new books and services, the third horizon, improving the profitability and all these new economic activities. Let's take another example, Microsoft. At the beginning, they started with MS-DOS basically, but DOS became like the first Windows, right? And when Windows was born, Horizon 2 was starting to develop apps, like tools, solutions on that particular platform. And the ultimate goal was Horizon number 3 to offer a complete Microsoft environment to all users. And so they can provide everything the person needs in personal computer, right? And again, like going from one horizon to another, and again, this is just some examples from the history. Let's take Google, for example. Horizon number 1, it just started as a just successful search engine, you know. So we don't know actually how far they intended to grow, but they hope to be successful. Now, Horizon number 2, they started developing apps, services, which all started gathering data. So Horizon number 3 is like Google no longer offers same answer to everyone. Now it's personalized, you know, and the more accuracy they have, the more people use it, right? And that's what been Google Horizon 1, 2, and 3. Here at the end, like develop successful search engine, tools and programs, and specific user experience, specifically customized for every user. Really cool, right? Let's take a Facebook, for example. And, you know, like the last one here is like, it's not so specific, but, you know, I want to just show you that, you know, these guys think like that. They don't just talk like this, they think like that, right? Right? You build an ecosystem, and then you build products on it, and then you have developed another technologies on it. So it's not just like it's not just like something that we are talking here, but really successful companies really do plan strategically this way all the time, right? And so, guys, just the reason I'm doing this here is really simple. I want you to think bigger than you're thinking right now. And if we don't think about this way, it might be that, you know, time has gone past and suddenly what works doesn't work anymore. And remember, you have like basically like 4 key areas in your business where you can first, let's say, talk about the horizon number 1, defending your core. And the core is really simple. 80% we should defend the core, 20% are going to generate new growth, right? So let's talk about these 4 different areas you can defend the core, right? For example, you have people and culture, right? Do you have people who can sustainably make your business to grow, like just going and protecting and making your Horizon 1 keep producing money? Do you have strategy plan? Now, again, for Horizon 2, Horizon 3, and also Horizon number 1, how do you keep going on that Horizon number 1? Remember, if you don't develop and don't make those products better, don't improve your systems, technology will go and other competitors will pass you at some point. Products always change, they develop. We don't sell the same products we sold 20 years ago, right? They are in a way the same, but they're, you know, there's also fashion and all this other stuff, so they're going to change. Execution, like how do you execute your current day-to-day operations? How do you keep money flowing in? Do you have all the KPIs, measurements, SOPs in place? Do you have, every employee has a metrics? Everybody knows how they perform in their roles, and how do we keep operations running? And finally, finances, right? Does all the people in your company know how much money they can spend, how much fuel you have? Because it's easy to die even for growth, not just starvation. And so again, like like these are the areas you have to think about in order when you start to developing the horizon number one and keeping horizon number one actually functional like a machine, right? And so again, the faster you can get those things automated, the faster you can start developing. By the way, you as a business owner, your goal and your job is to think about strategically far ahead. If you don't have time to do that, it's really dangerous, right? So that's why you're gonna need to have people who help you to do common things in the company, so you can keep studying and learning and thinking how you strategically develop your company further from horizon number one to number two and number three. Now, if you like this video, thumbs up. Now, if you want to know more about how to build remote teams, how to build Amazon business, how to like organize remote employees in your company, how to build operations, strategic plans for Amazon businesses, then just subscribe to our channel and you can get more information like that.